Well, as 2021 winds to a close, we gave CBC News senior entertainment reporter Eli Glasner a very difficult task. We asked him to whittle down all the movies of 2021 to a top 10 list and rank them in order. And after lots of contemplation, Eli joins me now with his list. So, okay, Eli, let's work our way up to number 1. Take us through films 10 to 6.
All right, I'm going to do my best. No Ordinary Man is your number 10. This is an amazing documentary about a jazz musician named Billy Tipton. Now, this was a guy, he was an amazing musician, growing up in the last century. He also, it turns out, was a transcultural icon. He was a family man. It was only after he died that his family learned that he was actually born as a woman. So it's a documentary that works on so many levels. It's just this personal family drama as his son finds out what Billy's life was like, and also other people in the trans community finding out about this historic icon that they didn't even realize. And the way that they tell it is so impactful, so eye-opening, remarkable. No Ordinary Man. Let's move on to number 9. The musical West Side Story. Maybe you think, you know what, we already had it. It's a classic, Eli. We don't need another version. I don't care how colorful it looks. I don't care about the new actors. You know what? This is the most energized, the most relevant, vital, and authentic version of West Side Story I have ever seen. You watch this, you watch the first 10 minutes, and you will understand that Steven Spielberg is energized and inspired like he hasn't been in years. That is number 9. Number 8 is The Power of the Dog. Forget Doctor Strange. If you want to see Benedict Cumberbatch do a magic trick, watch how he becomes this cowboy, this ornery, stinking rancher named Phil. This is an amazing slow burn of a film, The Power of the Dog. Number 8. Number 7, Nicolas Cage in the movie Pig. Every couple years, Nicolas Cage makes a movie to remind us he is one of the finest actors working today. Do not be distracted by the shaggy beard or the lovely pig. Yes, it is a movie about pig napping. It is also about art, the creative process, gourmet food, and living a life of intent. Pig is number 7. It is remarkable. So is number 6, Passing. You can find that on Netflix. This is, look at that sumptuous photography, a black and white film set in Harlem of the 1920s featuring Tessa Thompson. This is the performance of her career as she meets a friend who passes as white, although she is black, something that was actually not that uncommon in the 1920s in that city. And this is a remarkable movie about that, filled with stunning performances. Passing, number 6.
My goodness, I have a lot of movie watching to do over the holidays so that I can fit these all in, but we're getting close to the top, so give us your top 5.
Okay, number 5, Spider-Man No Way Home. Lots of talk about this, breaking records at the box office. All I want to say is they did it. They pulled it off. I know you're wondering what's in it. Don't give me spoilers. This is everything you want and more. It is an amazing feat of storytelling, bringing Spider-Man back to his friendly neighborhood roots. Now, speaking of Spider-Man, let's move on to Tick, Tick, Boom, starring a former Spider-Man, Andrew Garfield. Garfield learned to sing for this movie, Hillary, and he is amazing. It's a meta musical, a musical about a guy writing musicals. It sounds too smart for its own good, but it is fantastic. So is number 3, Nightmare Alley, the newest film from Guillermo del Toro. It is about con men, carnies, freak shows, and a mentalist who is seduced by his own abilities. Bradley Cooper, just remarkable, heart-wrenching in this film, as is Cate Blanchett, Rooney Mara, and so many more. Number 2 is Beans. You might recall the Oka crisis of Quebec. Many of us lived through it or remember the headlines. Tracy Deer, the director, experienced it firsthand and now has made it into this empathic first-person coming-of-age story of a young girl, an Indigenous girl, who finds herself caught in the middle of what happened there in Oka. It is called Beans, her nickname, this girl growing up and finding her strength. Number 1 is the directorial vision and ambition of Denis Villeneuve realized. We are talking Dune. I haven't seen a film with this much depth, such amazing vistas. It took me to another place. There's such richness in the characters and how much story he managed to cram onto that screen. Denis Villeneuve is an amazing director. He made the movie the way he wanted to make it for himself as a major Dune fan, and I think he discovered millions of Dune fans in the process. That's my #1 film of the year.
There we go. And nothing better than a good film to help us escape from our collective current reality. So, Eli, thank you so much for this. We have 10 more to add to our list.
Here to help.
CBC News senior entertainment reporter Eli Glasner for us in Toronto.